Hi, my name is Saqr.
And I'm Chuck. It in the trash.
Didn't we say we weren't gonna do that?
Aw, but it's fun.
Fair enough. He's Mo.
So what's on your mind today?
So what if buildings had arms? Just Do you see why I'm laughing?
All right.
It's
Yeah, I can see why you're laughing. Let's just go with
all
it.
right,
Okay.
all right.
What if buildings had arms?
Man, I feel like it would be weird. Like imagine walking about in the middle of the city or something, and like as you're walking they're just arms dangling out of buildings, just kind of is it's just human arms. I'm not talking about building arms. Just buildings have evolved to have human arms. How would things change? Let's just think about that for a second.
Okay, we need to figure out the context of how these buildings have arms. Do they have muscular arms, or do they have cartoony arms, or are they robotic?
Ah, man, that's a good point. I think it's the most human arms you've ever seen. um they just I'm assuming, and this is like just a theory, but on like one day just buildings were like, hey, humans got it really good, they've got arms, and they tried to grow arms, and just naturally construction sites started to notice little arms growing out of like the buildings, and that's just kind of how it is now. And just I feel like people would be fine with it. Because then you could high five a building if you really like the place, you know? And it's like, I don't know, maybe some people would just pass by, color the nails for some of the buildings. Maybe the banks would have like blue nail polish. Uh,
Okay.
yeah, and some people, like governments, would have to associate, like, create an entirely new job for people just cutting the nails of buildings. Like that. That's such an odd way to think of society developing if buildings had arms, but I think that's where it would go, like naturally speaking. Um, what do you think would be the implications of buildings with arms?
Well, I want to add to what the buildings would be doing with their arms. I have a feeling that gyms would actually flex for advertisements. So, like,
Really? Okay.
imagine like a person like me who used to work out
Right.
really really well and then just lost his way and became big again. Walk past by a gym, and I look up and I see this like massive building just starting flexing with every muscle fiber in its arms, like the
Hmm.
like the upwards curls, the
Yeah.
downwards curls, the outwards curls. I
Oh
don't know
man.
what the terms would be. Or like the one where it's like long and straight, and the other one's like flexing bicep. And
Yeah.
just that just gives me passion to just want to enter the gym. And and
See.
also
Okay.
I gotta add that as well. What about window cleaners?
That's a good point. Uh,
Buildings would help them.
are I mean they could, but it depends on how many arms the buildings have. I assumed one on each end. Um, like one on the left, one on the right, but also maybe
Okay,
one in the front and one in the back.
that just
So
sounded horrifying just now. Four armed buildings. And it's not like the
it's just a
conventional two
four-armed
arms on
building.
both sides, but like a spiral of arms. That already sounds like a horror movie.
Hey, maybe this is just how society is now. You know, just it's just you look at a city, and in the distant future, and they just have a gradual tan at the bottom because that's where all the arms are. It's just all in the same, like, not location, but the same height, you know? So it's not multiple arms on each floor. That would be insane.
Oh
You know,
god, no, that's already
just
giving me like centipede vibes. Ah, no. This is
we're just
episode
living in
1 and you're
giant
already giving me
centipedes.
nightmares.
I think it would be a good thing because
For multiple
them growing
arms per
arms.
floors?
Well, yeah, because well, one, they can clean their self themselves, right? They can just wipe the window clean. Just imagine this, okay? You're sitting in an office and you're doing a presentation and whatnot. You're talking about the stakeholders and all of that nonsense. And you look at the window and it's just an arm, just cleaning. It's just there and nobody's questioning it. It's not distracting. It probably wants to be a businessman, this one specific arm, but I don't know. I could see that turning into a movie. That one arm on the side of the building watching the businessman talk, and all it wants to do, its dream is to become a businessman, and so it becomes a business building.
Wait, you
It
just
maybe it dresses up
you
like
you started
sorry, you're
with
saying.
sorry. You started with the arm wanting to be a businessman and then just separate just you're like you're grouping both arms and the building as a sentient being. You just like separated them as
Well,
sentient
I
beings.
mean,
That's
yeah.
freaky. So what you're saying is that the arms are
Yeah.
basically symbiotes to the buildings.
I mean, that's essentially what it is, right?
Oh,
They,
oh no.
I mean,
Okay. All right. So the
like,
arms are
listen, the
now
arms have a personality. Yes.
okay. So now
They
the
have a personality
arms
of them,
are
their own.
completely separate to the buildings. So okay. So now it's instead of what if buildings had arms, it's what if buildings have symbiotic relationships with arms. Oh God.
um, okay, hold on. But I'm not saying that the arms are detached from the buildings. I'm just saying that one specific arm is attached to the business, like the meeting room. And that's why it's able to see them in their meeting. It's just there,
Okay.
and maybe at the end of a meeting they high five it, like, hey, we did a good job, all right, cool, and then it just walks out. Is this part of the group now? And I don't know, maybe every 12 hours they all switch places, and now the arm on the left is the business arm now, and the arm on the other side is now learning how to cut hair or something.
Are you saying
I'm assuming that's
all right, I gotta get back. I gotta get back on the track of the arm, the business arm. What is the business arm high
okay.
fiving? Are you saying that they're high fiving
I
the
think
business people? How, like while they're on the ground outside, or while they're
okay.
inside?
Oh,
Because that already feels like it's
no, okay,
about to
hold on.
smash the window in.
Well, listen, there's nothing really stopping it from smashing the window, right? If the arm is angry because the birds have been picking at it. Wait, hold on a second. They can kill birds. That's insane. Hold on a second.
Here we go.
Are we holding them account? Wait, hold on. Are we holding these arms accountable for crimes? For crimes. If they do punch someone, are you taking the business itself?
Are you saying?
Are you taking the business
Are you
itself
saying that the building
into account?
with arms is gonna friggin' punch a human in the face?
Well, listen.
The guy's already dead.
If we do, to a certain extent, come to terms with, okay, buildings have arms, not businesses. Buildings have arms, and maybe on each floor they've got 4 arms or so. Now they can either be good, neutral good, or chaotic evil. If let's say a warehouse where a lot of crimes take place has arms in it on it, it's probably gonna be influenced by those crimes. It's probably gonna be a chaotic evil arm. You know, maybe someone gave the arm a knife. You know, and now the building is armed. Literally. Did I lose you?
Yes, you did. The building is armed with its arms.
Well, it's armed.
Okay.
The building is armed and dangerous. That's kind of how I see it.
Oh no. Okay. All right.
And
we're
so
going.
construction sites and okay. So listen,
Alright,
listen,
I'm
hold on.
listening.
Let's take this a little bit further. That means if buildings are going to be demolished because these arms are so chaotic, we would need doctors and construction workers to work together because first you need to surgically remove the arm and then get rid of the building. And I think that's how we bring people together, you know? Who would have thought construction workers and doctors would work together? But now they can because buildings have arms. Um that's and I think that's beautiful.
Oh no.
You know, I think it's fine. It's
Okay, then what about you lost me completely. My mind is already blown. All right. What if buildings had arms?
okay. Let's
A
take
lot
it.
can happen while buildings have
Okay,
arms.
let's look at it. Okay, hold on. Let's take it a little bit further. So let's say houses have arms too, because of a house is a building and so on and so forth. But now you don't really need a security guard because the arm is there. You know, on the front side you've got the arm and it can kind of watch out. Imagine this, like cinematically. It's the middle of the night in the neighborhood and all of the lights are closing. They're all going to sleep and whatnot, and now it's storming and the house has a flashlight and it hears something and it switches on the flashlight and it's looking around and it's keeping an eye out for any crimes about to be committed. And then when the criminal shows up, it's just going to be punched by the arm and things are going to be fine. You know, I think that would be good. That would save us a lot of time because this is a natural progression in building evolution.
What about the
And
internal biology of buildings and houses? Because you said that they only have arms. How
okay.
can they see? How can they feel? How can they dream if they do not have anything on the inside?
Well, okay. Okay, so we're only so for now we're assuming that the arms are sentient by
Right.
themselves, right? They've grown out of a building like a parasite, and it probably has a brain where the palm of its hand should be, on the inside. And so it can understand the world around it. So it's not much of an arm, but a parasite in the shape of an arm. Or maybe it's just an arm, you know? Maybe that's just how, the world is a mysterious place and there are some things in the world we just can't explain. And buildings with arms is just one of them, you know?
Okay.
But yeah, I think that would be it would be more beneficial than it would be bad, you know? So let's go back to the idea of what if it caused crimes, you know? Yes, you can surgically remove the arm and, hold it accountable, but where do you throw these arms once you get rid of them? Do they cease to be sentient once you get rid of them? How does this how does how does this work? You know? Is there a junkyard with just arms? I
Oh god.
It's-
Oh no.
It sounds like a nightmare.
I don't know how I feel about
Um,
this. What if?
I think this what if is fantastic, because not only have we come to terms with the reality that there is a society in some alternate universe where buildings have arms, but that they can come in handy, you know, uh, pun intended. But
Okay, then what kind of jobs would these arms offer, or they would take, instead of it just being defensive and
okay, but
keeping out for crime, or being influenced by crime, or just being a good boy or girl. I don't know what gender they are.
just being a
You know what
good
I
boy.
mean?
Okay, I feel like I feel they're somewhere in between. It's a building, right? We can't really say what it is. Um, I would say, I would say, if we are talking about jobs for these arms, we have to talk about compensation, because I don't think they'll have much use for money. Um, I feel like if we I, okay, what kind of compensation would they need? I don't think currency is relevant to them. Their arms, you know, it's not like they can go to a store or something. Um, I feel like they could be
Healthcare
enhanced.
in terms of like construction. So if it wants to be,
I
if it
guess that
wants to
kind of makes
recover
sense.
from, let's say, a quote unquote sickness, or it could be like, um, what are they called? Moss, white, black moss, whatever the,
Hmm.
I forgot what they're called, but whatever they are. If it wants to recover from
Right.
quote unquote black moss,
Hmm.
then both doctors and construction workers could help the building recover. So
Hmm.
buildings having healthcare, that's an interesting
Okay.
dilemma
Hmm.
that we're gonna have.
Okay. Okay, so they could be taught, healthcare procedures. So if someone's at the hospital and they're running out of staff, the arm can be there to help them. You know, it could be very very useful. And maybe the hospital gets compensated because their arm helped. Um,
Wait,
but
what are
then
they gonna
think about
help
it like
with?
this: what if
What are they gonna help with?
someone okay wait listen, think about it like this: someone is having a heart attack and they just kind of punch them
How
and their
does that
heart
even
is fine,
work? Just
you know.
punching a building is a building. The hand is probably as big as us. If it punches the heart, the guy is dead regardless.
Oh, you were seeing it as the arms are as big as us? Was
Yes,
that the way you were
I
thinking
was
of it?
thinking that the
No, I'm
fist is
thinking of
as big as
human
us.
arms. No, 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 no. Human arms, like regular human arms
All right,
on the
we're
side
ending
of
this episode
buildings.
right there. It's just, I'm already having enough nightmares for today. Enough nightmares. No. We are ending it. That is
Like
the
this.
perfect ending.
Thank you for listening to Thoughts and Rambles. We hope you enjoyed today's conversation. If you have anything to add or you'd like to send us some fan art for some reason, you can check our Twitter down below in the description of wherever this is posted.
And if it doesn't have the description that we're mentioning, you can follow us on Twitter. Saqr's Twitter handle is SAQRALQ.
And Mo's Twitter is Mo Al Qasmi, MOHALQASSEMI. Was that right?
And yeah, that is correct. And
Oh, okay.
hopefully in the next episode, we're not going to get any nightmares.
And until next time, high five a building.
Oh, God!